Hello, and welcome to the sixth episode of Getting Your Class to Behave with me, Sue Cowley. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the idea of being interested and how this really is one of the key principles of positive approaches to behaviour. And essentially, what we're saying here to our learners is you are people as well as just learners or students or pupils in my class. At its heart, as I say in the book, effective behaviour management is about relationships. This is not to say that you're going to be your learner's best friend, but what you do need to do is develop a relationship with them where they feel confident in your presence, that you care for them, that they can feel secure in being attached to you as their teacher. But that doesn't mean being their best friend, letting them get away with things. They want you to be firm, they want you to be fair, but they do want to feel like you like them and you are interested in them. So I talk in the book about how this can be really helpful when you're experiencing behaviour issues. Now, this is not to say, as sometimes gets claimed, that you should just do things your learners are interested in all the time, or that you should base all your lessons around what they find engaging and what their interests are. But it's about little tiny ways in which you can demonstrate that you know them as people and that you're thinking about them as people. So probably the best way to explain this is to give you some examples from my own experiences. So here's one example. I'm doing a lesson on etymology and I'm talking about the word helicopter and where it comes from. And I say to the children, right, let's split this word up into two parts to try and figure out its roots. And so the children will always say, oh, it's helicopter. And then you say to them, aha, no, it's not helicopter. It's actually helicopter. And the children are amazed. So first of all, you say, well, helico comes from the Greek meaning spiral. So that's the rotor blade spinning round and round. And then you look around the room because you have got the word left over, P-T-E-R. And you are looking for a very specific child to answer this next question. Where have you seen those four letters together before? And the child you are looking to ask that question to is obsessed with dinosaurs. And they will go, oh, Miss Pteranodon, pterodactyl. And at that point, they know that you care enough about them to take an interest in what interests them. I'll give you another example, this time from a secondary teacher that I met and worked with when I was running some training. And we were talking about this idea of how do you build on your learners' interests? How do you show that they matter to you as people? And he told me that one time he was down at his local fishing lake doing some fishing on the weekend, and he happened to bump into one of his Year 11 students. And he hadn't realised that this young person was into fishing, but they clearly were. And so he said hello, and they had a chat about fishing. And he made a point every Monday morning of finding this young person and saying to them, oh, did you go to the fishing lake at the weekend? What did you catch? Anyway, he told me they started to build this relationship, this bond together over fishing. And one summer he was away on holiday. And in one of the shops, he spotted a postcard which had a picture on it of their favourite fish. I'm assuming it was something like trout. And he bought this postcard and he wrote on the back of it, I saw this and I thought of you. And when he got back to school in September, he gave this postcard to that learner. And those little moments where you build on what your learners are interested in really demonstrate to them that you care about them as people. And I talk in the book about, whether it might be superheroes with the younger ones, it might be the latest music that they're into with the older ones, whatever floats their boat. This is not about devising a whole curriculum around Pokemon Go. It is about those little moments when you demonstrate to the class as a whole and to learners as individuals that you're the kind of teacher who really cares. And then I give some other suggestions about making these better connections with learners. So I talk about things like getting involved in extracurricular activities, making a point of just saying hello when you see them outside of lessons, keeping up to date with the latest trends, but not necessarily utilising them in your lessons, and being open to their ideas and interested in their opinions. I'll finish this video by telling you a hilarious story that happened to me when I was teaching the other day. Some of our 2-year-olds have finally got the latest trend of 6-7, and they were going to me, "Do you know 6-7?" And I was like, "Oh yes, I know 6-7." When it's reached the 2-year-olds, a trend has finally run its course. But they knew from my interaction with them that I did know and I was interested. I'm Sue Cowley. This has been Getting Your Class to Behave. Thank you for watching, and I hope you can join me next time round. Bye-bye.